What's going on, everybody? It's the legendary LaShawn here, and we are still in the period of the Street Fighter 6 beta. Been playing it all the way since Friday, and I just wanted to share some of my thoughts on it and what I thought so far on the presentation, the character stages, gameplay, community, things like that. And just starting right off the bat, this game is amazing. Like, the presentation for this game looks beautiful. Like, I remember people were saying that they were thinking that the RE engine was going to make people look weird and make everybody look ugly. And granted, sometimes they do look a little weird. Sometimes when Juri smiles, it's a little creepy. But that's why it works so good, because Juri is a creepy person. The people that are really friendly, like, their faces are very expressive. Luke has a very friendly face. You know, Ryu is very serious. Even Ken, you could tell that this dude has been battered and bruised. Like, you can tell that Ken, he's seen some things. He's been through some stuff, right? And that's the other thing, the characters. I don't think that there's been a Street Fighter game like this where, at least to me, all of the characters are a slam dunk, right? Not just because, like, you know, they're good or they're strong or whatever else, but each one of the characters has so much personality to them. Even for, like, you know, of course, the characters that we have established so far in Street Fighter, like, you know, Ryu, he's Ryu, but this Ryu, like, he's no games. Like, Ryu is Goken in this thing, and it clearly shows from the way that he holds himself, from even his quotes and the things that he says when he wins. Like, this dude has fully embraced the walking samurai persona. Even especially Jamie, I love Jamie. Jamie's character, it's like Jamie's character is such a walking contradiction that it's so fun, because in his character bio on the Street Fighter website, it says that he dislikes arrogance, but the whole time while you're fighting him, he's like, oh, come on, of course I would win. And when you lose and there's only a little bit of health, they have special end quotes that they say to make them sound winded. Like, Jamie, he's like, oh, of course I win, but you hear him breathing, he's like, and then people have different animations and different different win animations for if they get a perfect, if it's a, you know, of course, if it's a time over, or if it's a really close match with them losing a little bit of health. They have different animations to it. And then, of course, you know, Luke is Luke, but it seems like, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is. Maybe just because of the way that they aged him. I remember in Street Fighter V, when Luke came out, people was not banging with Luke. I mean, they played him, of course, because he was like one of the best characters in the game, but they did not like his personality. They did not like his braces, the way that he looked. They didn't like the fact that he was, like, you know, an MMA dude, but for some reason people are really banging with Luke now. I do like the change that they made to his character. I like the fact that he has, like, you know, these, like, sweatpants. He has the shirt with the vest over and everything else. Like, he looks cool. I'm just really confused on why is he not wearing any shoes. I mean, I guess it's part of the MMA thing, so it is what it is. But even, I mean, especially with Ken, yo, dude, like I said, Ken looks like he done been through some stuff. Like, there's so much of the story that is clearly put into Ken that is emanating for him, right? Especially, like, I think my favorite thing is with his critical art. With his critical art, he does, what is it? Shinryuken? Or no, Shinryuken. I'm sorry, Shinryuken. Street Fighter 4. But when he does a Shinryuken, like, you know, normally Ken's, like, very cheery and everything else, but this dude, when he hits you with that critical art Shinryuken, this dude punches you back to the ground, punches you square in your face, and says, sit down and shut up. Yo, when I heard that, I was like, go ahead, King. I said King. Wrong game, Ken. And even when he fights Juri, when he beats Juri, Ken says something to the effect of, listen, I know what it's like to want to kill somebody, but I'm not going to give in. So this isn't the same Ken from Third Strike that, like, you know, was still very cheery. Whoever, I guess, framed him or took his business from him and, of course, took his wife and kids, like, that person, the hit list is out on you. The hit list is definitely out on you. Juri is Juri. Not one of my favorite characters, but it's Juri. She's sadistic, and it's clearly shown in her face. Her face is super duper expressive. The way that even when she, you know, when it first gets into the, what is it called? intro animation for the match and everything, like, you know, when she says there's nowhere to run, her eyes open so wide to show that sadistic side of her. Even when you win, she takes that picture and she sets on you. The way that her smile is, it's almost like the Joker. And a lot of people are saying that, oh my God, that looks so ugly. Why did they do that? Well, because like I said, she's sadistic. It's supposed to kind of be like a Joker thing, like how the Joker smile is real wide and everything else. It's supposed to be unsettling. It's supposed to be scary. Kimberly is amazing. Kimberly is so agile, and Kimberly, I feel like, will have the most easiest way to get out of a lot of drive things, because of course with her being in Bushin Ryu is a very mobile style of fighting. But it seems like Kimberly, like Guy, I guess Guy, you know, it said that Guy was her teacher in the story bio and everything, but just like Guy took the Bushin Ryu style and upgraded it when he learned it from Zeku, Kimberly has took it and dialed it up to 11. Like, her mix-up game is retarded. She can do so many things up close. She has this sprint where if she doesn't do anything after it, she can run off of you and she can do an overhead. She can do this homing, like kind of like drop kick type thing, or she can do this grab. Even when she's right on top of you, she can do an overhead. She can do this really quick low. She has this target combo that launches you into the sky, and then you could do this air grab, or you could do the little spinny kicks that Guy has, and she is dope. And I'm not sure exactly what her critical art does. Her critical art, well, and it's not just her critical art, but her level 3 gives her some type of install where once she does it, she has like this music and kind of like it just emanates around her head or whatever. I'm pretty sure by what I've been seeing, I think it helps her to build super meter faster, but I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really gotten a chance to look into it. For the characters I've been playing Luke. Jamie has been my number one. I've been having a really hard time and I've been losing a lot of matches with Jamie, but his personality, the way that he is a kung fu fighting drunken master b-boy, and he's like the A1 b-boy, like top rocking and all that good stuff. Like, he is fire. Jamie is one of my favorite, not just characters in this game, but one of my favorite Street Fighter characters. He's definitely not my favorite. Cody will always hold that title, but he's definitely one of my favorite because he has so much personality, and it's like he's confident, but he's not like a crazy jerk. Like, he's not like Jury. Like, you know, he's confident and he's like, yeah, I'm going to win this thing. But at the same time, he seems like the type of dude that's like, he'll beat you, but once he's done, like, you know, winning the match, he'll still give you a hands up. Ryu, this dude, I just gotta say with Ryu, because I know I talked about Ryu already, but this dude looks like he wants to steal somebody's lunch money. Guile definitely looks like he's a lot more chill. Like, he looks like a family man. Even when he's fighting, if he gets, like, I guess a close match or whatever, Guile, like, you know, he looks like he's just been pretty much chilling for the most part with his family. And I'm trying to think who else is there. Oh, of course, Chun-Li. Chun-Li, I'm not gonna lie, Chun-Li's kind of ridiculous. With her new stance, she could go into low and all this other stuff. Like, Chun-Li is ridiculous. She can do her lightning legs into what is it? She can do her lightning legs, launch you up into the air, and then she can do a Kokosho in the air. Like, Chun-Li is ridiculous in this game. And of course, everybody looks beautiful. Everybody looks fantastic. The RE engine has done so much for this game. And they put so much detail into this game, into everything. Like, even in the stages, from the build that I saw at TGS, the people in the background, they looked like funny. I mean, normally they look funny, right? But it looked like they didn't really have, like, facial features. It looked like they were made out of clay. Like, it looked real weird and creepy. Like, especially on the Metro City stage, when you saw Hugo and Poison in the background, you could see that it was them, but like, some people wasn't able to really even notice it. Like, you know, they weren't able to see like exactly who that was. But in this update, they even updated the background NPCs. Like, now you can see people's facial features. They're more defined. You know, they seem like they're actually part of the match that's kind of going on now, and the stages look beautiful. I actually think that one of my favorite stages, honestly, is going to be that CPT stage, which is basically the stage with this huge spinning cube thing in the background, and then when you either win or lose a match, it spins all around like a Rubik's Cube to form the SF logo from the first trailer that we got from the State of Play, that Street Fighter logo inside of the, what is it, octagon, or what is it, whatever it was, I forgot what it was, or no, because Penta is 5 and Octa is 8. What is 6? I don't know, but whatever it is, that's what it basically does. And then a gameplay. This game, I feel like it's a really interesting pace. It took me a really long time to get used to it. Like when I got into this game, at first I was doing okay, but then when I started getting into rank match, I got bodied. Because of the fact that it does kind of feel, it feels like a mixture between Street Fighter 5 and Third Strike, but to me it feels more Third Strike like, right? Like even with the buttons that you have, and of course, like, you know, only being able to do a level 1 from you know, a crouching move or whatever, right? To me it's kind of a weird choice, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But the moves feel like they have weight to them. Everything in this game feels like it has weight, and not in a bad way, because the animations, the way that things hit, it definitely makes sense. But there's definitely going to be a learning curve for people that were not part of this beta, and for the people that did not, you know, get a chance to play, or that dropped off of 5 or whatever else and did not get to see what that game evolved, or if you want to call it devolved, however you feel, into, you're going to have a very hard time getting used to this game, right? But the one thing that I can say about this game, I don't know how to put it, but like, okay, you know how like Tekken, like, you know, Tekken's not for everybody, right? Like Tekken is a very hard game for you to like really master and stuff like that, and Street Fighter isn't a game for everybody. Like, you know, it has a certain type of audience, right? But the one thing that I can say about this gameplay is trying to be inclusive for everybody. So with the drive system is very, very important. So you have drive reversal, you have drive rush, you have drive parry, and you have drive impact. A lot of people were saying that drive impact is going to be the strongest one of them, and feel like it was the most important one, and I have to strongly disagree. Drive rush, the fact of you can take any cancelable normal and go into another one. In this game, where whiff punishing, this game, you cannot be whiffing. You cannot. It's almost like they took the fundamentals of Tekken and put it in this game. Because of course, there's always been whiff punishing in Street Fighter, right? But there's kind of like a mixture of like weird, I guess, unga-bunga-ness to it at the same time. But in this game, it feels like whiff punishing is extremely, extremely dangerous. Because if you get whiff punished, if you're facing Guile, Ryu, Chun, heck, I don't know, maybe even Luke, or especially Ken, if you get whiff punished, that could no lie be 45 to maybe 50% of your health, especially if they have critical art, because you have 6 bars for your drive meter, right? And drive rush takes 3 of them if you do it from a normal. But hold on, if you do it from drive parry, then it only takes 2, right? So let's say that somebody, I don't know, somebody does a really dumb whiff, right? Let's say you do heavy punch or whatever else. While you are drive parrying, while you activate that drive rush, you get in a low forward, then you can drive rush again, get in a heavy, go into one of your special moves, and then get a critical art. And I'm sorry, but that Shin Shoryuken from Ryu is not as good as the one from Street Fighter 4, right? Because in Street Fighter 4, you could clearly saw that you clearly saw your jaw is getting dislocated. But in this one, you feel it. It has impact, and that thing hurts. It hurts something serious. And even aside from that, just the things that Drive Rush is able to open up, it gives Guile, and I'm not gonna lie, Guile might be one of the scariest characters in this game. Like, Guile, the way that he's able to link stuff, especially now that everybody kind of has their own sort of target combos, Guile's target combo allows him to do some stupid damage. Like, it is ridiculous. That thing is gnarly, but it's not in a way where it feels cheap. And here's why. With Drive Rush, the timing is weird. The timing is very weird because once you do the Drive Rush, it's almost like you have to preemptively press the button as if you know that your low forward or whatever it is going to hit. Once you do Drive Rush, if you wait until the animation comes out, then you're not going to link. You have to Drive Rush and instantly hit a button. You have to be ready for it. So it takes a nice amount of execution, right? Unless you do, let's say if maybe you do a heavy, something that leaves them in a lot of hit stun, then you have a little bit more time, but not much. Drive reversal is really good, so pretty much, right? There's a certain instance where if you do, I think it was like, let's say you're in the corner and then you do, somebody does to you low forward into a drive impact, right? People were trying to figure out, oh, I'm trying to do drive impact back to them, but I'm in block stun and I can't get out of it, right? You can't grab them. You can't really do, well, if you're Ryu, of course, your reversal, your EX Shoryuken will get you out of there because it puts you in the air. But if you're not one of those characters, then it's going to hurt. But the thing that you can do, you can drive reversal. After they do the low forward or whatever move that you're doing, you do forward and the two heavy punches and you'll drive reversal them right out of that, right? Or if you're preemptive, you could just hold the, parry button and whatever else. Drive parry is really good. Drive parry is very, very good. I think I've gotten like 3 perfect drive parries over this whole entire weekend. But especially when you get a perfect drive parry from a air move, it's kind of weird to really know what to do from it, but it is very useful, especially on wake up. If you think that somebody is going to try to press a button, or you think that, let's say you're in a corner again, right? And then somebody tries to just, do whatever normal. If you drive parry it, you could be able to, do a low forward super to them or whatever else to be able to get that pressure off of you. And so it is really good, and it's super duper important because especially when you're dealing with zoners that has fireballs like maybe Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, who else? Luke and that kind of stuff. Drive parry is really good to be able to get your bar back. Because the thing is, once you start hitting people with drive impacts and your super meter, you lose a lot of drive gauge from that. Like, this game is good because you can't be overly defensive. You have to play smart. Like, you can't just be dumb and you have to manage your meter, but you can't just be like, oh, I'm just going to save all of it, because people will do those drive impacts or those drive rush moves and it will take down your bar to where you're burnt out. Speaking of burnout, a lot of people were saying that, oh, well, once you get in burnout, that's pretty much going to be it. That's over. If you're in a corner, it's going to be tricky. It is going to be tricky for certain stuff. Interestingly enough, I would say that if somebody just does a drive impact to you, you can react pretty easily with a super. It's not that hard, because the thing about drive impact is it's strong, but it's slow, and it gives you a very distinct audio cue so that you know that it's coming out, right? But once you get into burnout stage, it definitely does hurt. And I don't just mean like gameplay wise, like that thing, your character looks like they caught COVID. They look like they have tuberculosis or stage 4 cancer. Like it looks like it hurts them a lot, especially with Ryu. Ryu looks like he's trying to like hold his ribs. Like, normally his stance is a little bit wider when he's fighting, but when he's in burnout, it looks like he's trying to like hold his other arm up to still fight you. And Ken, it's funny because Ken already looks depressed, but then Ken looks like he got even more depressed. Like, they look winded, and your character gets slower, like really, really slowed down. And on top of that, the chip damage that you take, especially if somebody has like a multi-hitting super move, if they do one of their level 1 supers or whatever, you're going to feel it, and it is going to hurt. So you got to be really careful about getting burnt out. But in my opinion, it's not over. You just have to play really, really smart. You shouldn't be super duper defensive, and the reason why is because when you get hits and when you do combos, even when you're burnt out, it helps you to rebuild your drive meter even faster. And so this game is looking really amazing, and in my opinion, this is going to be one of the best, if not the best, Capcom selling games ever. Right? Part of the reason why Monster Hunter is the greatest selling Capcom game of all time to this day is because of the fact that it was so smart about being inclusive to new players while also still keeping the skill gap at a certain level where you have to evolve. You can't just keep on doing the same things. You can't just fight however you want to. You have to learn about these monsters, right? This game is the same way. This game, you have your drive impact. You could throw it out if you want to. You could do a bunch of EX Shoryukens. You could do a bunch of, or well now, overdrives, right? You could do a bunch of OD Shoryukens, all that stuff. But you're going to lose your bar. And it's going to punish you because of that, right? So it has these different kind of things to get people involved into it. But there's still a lot of skill into it. Like I said, especially with Drive Rush, you got to know how to use that thing. And this game is going to be big, and especially this game is going to be sticking around for a long time. And the reason why is not the gameplay, it's not the stages, it's not the fact that it has World Tour or it's just a new Street Fighter game. The reason why is one simple word: community. The community aspect of this game is amazing, right? Even from the beginning, creating your own character. I don't think it's been a while since I've seen a character created that was that detailed, because I didn't play Cyberpunk or whatever else, but I'm pretty sure that it's almost on Cyberpunk's level. Like, the amount of stuff that you can do while creating your character is insane. It is crazy. Like, you could change the width of your nose. You could change the height of it. People have made some abominations. Like, people have made some nightmare fuel looking stuff in the Battle Hub. It's pretty grotesque, right? But the amount of stuff that you can do with it, being able to create a character. I think the last time I checked on Twitter, there was somebody that was trying to figure out how to make like a Seth type looking character, where you can use the tattoos to be able to make the tattoos look like more metallic. Like, when it goes to your skin, you can make your skin look more metallic so that you can be able to look like a robot or do whatever you want. They have Seth's eyes in here, so you can clearly create them. And you may be saying, well, okay, but what if I don't want to do all that? What if I just want to figure out some type of way to make a certain type of character? Do I have to go online? Well, sure, you could. Or what you could do is look at the character recipes. So once you're done creating your character, they literally have a recipe for exactly what you made. Like, there's literal math here, almost like 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of sugar, that type of stuff. Like 47 waist, 25 head width. It literally has all that type of stuff, and it's a long list. So once people figure out how to do certain things, and I'm pretty sure that the character recipes is going to be a part of the CFN. That's part of the things that you're probably going to be able to look at, or you could probably go into people's fighter profile and see how they made that character, right? So even with that, it makes you feel like you're a part of the Street Fighter universe. You got this created character. You're able to do actual Street Fighter moves. You're able to do the Shoryuken. You're able to do the spinning bird kick and all that other stuff. Like, it is amazing. You feel like you're an actual character in the Street Fighter game. And then when you first get into Battle Hub, you are instantly bombarded with people just chilling out, talking. They're in the chats, and they are talking about new stuff that they found, new combo routes, telling you about how characters work. Casual people just talking to each other about how to play, right? And it was really smart the way that they had different servers, because something like Battle Hub is how you get the casual audience to stay invested, because you don't have to go and play against the pros. You don't have to go and just get on casual match and you have no idea who you're going to face. You just go straight to the Battle Hub. You can see who you're playing. You can see exactly who this person is, because they're sitting down at an arcade cabinet. And before you go to match them, you can look at their stats. You can look at their fighter profile, see what they've been doing, see how much knowledge they have. So then that way, if you want to play another casual, you could do that. And when you have a room full of casuals being in a server together, well, what are they going to do? They're going to talk about the cool moves that he did. Hey, I finally learned how to do this level 3, right? I learned a combo into this level 3. This is how you do it, right? I finally learned how to use drive impact when I'm in the corner. This is how you do it. And so once you have that, people are going to continue to learn. And then after a while, it's going to get a little bit stale because now you guys are at a higher level to where you really are going to be thirsty for better competition. And so slowly but surely, those casual players are going to go into other rooms, other servers where there's maybe some higher level players, and then they can learn more about that. You could hear the pros that are sharing this information between each other. The one thing that I would say though, and I understand why Capcom is scared of this, I do think that they should still enable mic features. Right now, there's just a chat box. There's literally just a chat box and you have to type. And I'm pretty sure they did that to try to mitigate the toxicity and people writing a bunch of nasty things to you if you perfect them or whatever else. And I understand that, right? But sometimes the typing kind of gets annoying. It's kind of a lot and I don't feel like doing all that. I'd rather just say to somebody, hey, good games, that was good stuff. I'd rather just ask somebody with my voice, hey, how did you do that? How did you do this combo? How did you, how did you know how to use a system this way and all that other stuff? It just would make it easier. But the fact that they make everybody feel like they're a part of the community is just something that is going to make this game stick around for a while, and it's going to be very appealing to a casual audience. Even putting that aside, if you don't want to go online, then you could take that character and literally go to World Tour. Literally, you could just go straight to World Tour. And even with the online, the way that they did the rank match is very smart. They try to take kind of like the Guilty Gear-esque approach to it, where you have to, they ask you like, what's your knowledge in Street Fighter? I think it's like novice, beginner, intermediate, and then I forgot what's the last one in the red, right? So when I was playing Jamie, I chose the highest one. Like, I know how to play Street Fighter. I've been playing all the way since Street Fighter 4, well, technically the first Street Fighter that I played was Alpha 3, but you get the point. So I know how to play Street Fighter. And then I was playing against other people that very clearly knew what they was doing, right? And I played, 10 placement matches? I think I won 7 out of the 10, and I got placed in Platinum. So I don't know exactly how that works, but hey, that's what it is. But now that I'm in Platinum, it is rough. It is rough because people are using the system in a way where I didn't even think of, but it's helping me to gain a lot of knowledge about the game. And this game is going to be amazing. The only way that this could go wrong, I could see, is especially because it's kind of telling that they did not put the beta on the PS4 version. That's very clearly the PS4 version needs some more time to bake. It very clearly needs some more time to bake for them to be doing this beta, because PS5, with the amount of hardware that they put in there, PS5 is going to be fine, right? But PS4 has a built-in problem where you can't really utilize the full strength of your internet connection because of the way they built it, because of overheating issues and everything else. So that's the only thing that I could really see going wrong. But I am totally in love with this game. This game is amazing, and it's definitely going to hold my attention for a long time. Or maybe, possibly, depending on how good Tekken 8 looks, probably until then. So we will see. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then leave a like, comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like these. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you later. Take care.